Hi guys, welcome to the weird side of YouTube. Today we have a very special episode because it's the Halloween special. I've been talking about this since I started my YouTube channel basically. It was originally going to be a weekly writing prompt, but I quickly realized that there's a lot more work that goes into this than I initially thought, so if I'm going to make this an annual thing, it'll have to be monthly, because I need a lot longer than a week to process everything. But for now, we're just going to focus on this special Halloween episode. Today I'm going to be reading 3 stories to you, one written by myself, 2 others written by members of a Facebook group that I am in. I will put the name down here because I don't remember the exact title of it yet, but shout out to you guys for contributing. I really appreciate it. Alright, and the first story that I'm going to be reading is called Ghost Story. Here it goes.
October 31st, 10:39 p.m. I was staring at my body, living what seemed only a few hours ago at the Halloween festival. I had died in a strange way, on my knees and slumped over, with my head to the side, laying on my phone as if it were a pillow. The blood seemed sticky and still slightly wet, splattered over everything it could reach. The dumpster next to the tattoo shop, the drain pipes, not a whole lot on my own clothes. I heard shouting in the distance. Maybe Bryn had awoken to the smell of weed on Ray and was chewing her out already. But why was I here? I studied my wispy hands in curiosity. I didn't seem much different, kind of see-through, naked. I had always seen ghosts on TV shows and movies with clothes, but somehow this made sense. The only light at the end of the tunnel were the sun's rays coming up over the greasy asphalt, making the crimson glisten. I heard my name, that tired shouting coming from Rachel. Was she actually going to be the first to stumble on my body? I walked around the corner that I had been trying to get to the night before, and saw her walking towards the area, a blunt still in hand. Could I stop her? All the weed in the world wouldn't calm her if she saw this, unless she just blocked it out of her mind. Maybe I could whisper into her ear and scare her away. I walked towards her, and she walked right into me, dragging me with her as my sight flipped around and matched with hers. Had I just merged with her body? I felt high myself, if a ghost could be high, and tried to speak. She slowed down a bit and looked behind her. She only shook her head and kept walking. I tried to shout. She would flinch for a second. Maybe she thought the voice was coming from around her somewhere. She whipped out her pocket knife and switched the blunt to her left hand as she advanced forward, and I knew there was nothing I could do. She rounded the corner by the wing shop and gasped, stopping. The knife that was used to murder me was still lying in a sticky little pile of blood as she stared. I felt a bit self-conscious, as I wasn't used to having people staring at me on a normal basis, much less now that I was a corpse. She backed away, past the corner again, and stopped for a while. I tried again. "Ray, can you hear me?" She nodded her head. Would I be able to get through to her when she was so impaired? Go to Bryn. She only put away the knife and pulled out her phone, dropping the half-smoked blunt. Jay, Sam is dead. I don't want to call the cops. I'm high. Man, I know it's Halloween, but you can't expect that to work. You were just with us. What are you up to? Shaking. Not okay. Sam is dead. Not funny. I'm coming.
I really like that one. This next story is by a person whose first language is not English, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well they captured the spirit of Halloween when they have never celebrated it. This is Halloween.
The kids were ready to get treated on that Halloween night. The gang gathered in front of Amanda's home and shouted, "Amanda, make it quick. Time is running and we should celebrate." Amanda told her mother, "Mommy, I don't want to go. Please, Mommy, I am scared to see people in disguise. I am not comfortable with ghosts." Her mother consoled her. "Baby, this is just a festival. The persons you are going to meet are someone like us. They will be kind enough to you. Your friends are waiting at the doorstep. Take a look at your class boy, Tim. Such an attractive costume. Amanda peeps out and looks at Tim and smiles. You should enjoy all these, Amanda. Have fun. Amanda joins the gang and they roamed around the neighboring streets. She completely lost herself in fun. She returned home after 3 hours with a basket full of candy and a face full of smiles. Mommy, I had a great evening. I wish we should have Halloween every day. I met new friends, filled my tummy with cotton candies, and I played a lot of games. And I would like to introduce my new boyfriend to you, Mom. Where is he? Come, he's at the door. Amanda dragged her mom outside and pointed to him. See? He's smarter than Tim, isn't he? Amanda blushed. Baby, I fear that you should have not done this. Please get inside soon. I should have not sent you, and it was my mistake. Amanda's mother said in a low voice. What happened? What's wrong with you? Amanda asked. My dear, there is no one standing there. You were seeing someone. No, you were seeing something which is not actually there. We should not be standing here anymore. Get inside now. Amanda started to weep. Mommy, I am turning chill, and I am not able to move. Am I going to leave you? The mother hugged her child and said, Sorry, Angel, it is just a prank, and it is a part of our Halloween. Call him inside and share your candies. Hey, little boy, come inside. She takes her daughter and the boy inside. Amanda murmurs in a low voice, I have chosen a dumb boyfriend. At least he could have made any sound and stopped the scene.
Wasn't that cute? I loved it. This last story is mine. It's called The Devil. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you guys like it.
Max was rushing me, as usual. Hurry up, Davey, the party starts at 11. Well, then we'll show up at 12:30, I called back, poking my head out of the bathroom door. I could see him standing down the hallway in his pinstriped suit and matching top hat. He was going as a Victorian Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. His intricate sugar skull-inspired face paint was some of my finest work. He glared at me and rolled his eyes. Maybe I'll just go without you. I scoffed and pulled myself back into the bathroom. Gazing into my reflection in the mirror, I recalled our fight the night prior and slowly took a breath to calm myself down. Go right ahead, I loudly responded, reaching for my makeup kit. Sally has work to do. As I finally began work on my own face, I heard his angered footsteps fading toward the front of the apartment. Memories of him shouting and cursing me out filled my mind. The door slammed within a few moments, and I was finally alone. I turned up my Halloween mix and finally began to concentrate. Each stitch that I painted on my gray-colored face felt as if they were on my broken heart, pulling the pieces back together. My anger and sorrow melted away as I healed my identity behind a mask of art. My suit, handmade from different patches to look like Sally's dress, was something that I was incredibly proud of. I had just learned to sew about a month prior, but I was very happy with it. As I reached for my keys, as they hung on the wall next to the front door, I became distracted by my engagement ring. It was glistening, shimmering in the light. Remembering Max as he once was, sweet and loving, loyal and kind, I felt my heart breaking once again. Taking a deep breath, I pulled the ring from my finger and hid it into my pocket. And I was on my way. The autumn cold began to chill me to the bone. The wind rushed through my bedhead hair as leaves danced about before me, and I realized that I was alone. No cars were in the street, no trick-or-treaters. The trick-or-treaters had vanished without a trace, and even the lights of the skyscrapers had darkened. Only I was foolish enough to walk the streets alone on Halloween, it seemed. As I passed an alleyway, I noticed a tall, dark figure out of the corners of my eyes. He was standing there in the moonlight, just looking at me. A chill swept over me, and I found myself frozen in place, looking back at him. The stranger chuckled. Are you headed to that party over on Stein? He asked. I nervously nodded. As he approached me, I saw that he was dressed as a male version of Emily, the corpse bride. Our outfits are both Tim Burton inspired, I noted. He smirked. They are, he said, tilting his head. Where's your Jack? I shook my head. Probably making out with some twink, I grumbled, rolling my eyes. The stranger reached over and touched my hand. It was warm, but electrifying. As my eyes met his, he smiled softly. Maybe you should have someone to make out with too, he said, the moonlight glimmering in his eyes. I laughed awkwardly and pulled away from him. I'm not looking for anything like that. Then what are you looking for? This question struck me. In truth, I wasn't certain. My whole life I'd wanted some sort of fairy tale ending, some Disney romance. But I suppose there's a reason why they call that fantasy. I don't know, I admitted. He chuckled once more. I think you do, he said, tilting his head. You just think it isn't real. I furrowed my brows. Studying his strangely shimmering blue eyes, I tilted my head. Who are you? I asked. Tonight at the corpse room. He dusted off his white, ragged tux. His blue-painted skin seemed to glow in the moonlight. After taking my hand into his own, he kissed it and gazed longingly up at me. But a groom is not a groom without a ring. Blinking, I pulled away and reached into my pocket. Almost in a trance, I revealed my engagement ring and slid it onto his ring finger. The entire time I was mesmerized by his gaze, locked in place as if my every movement were his own. Smiling widely, he gazed down at the amethyst rock on his hand. Beautiful, he breathed, flashing those enchanting cerulean eyes back up to me. Let's go. He took my hand into his own and began to pull me along. The sound of our shoes clacking against the sidewalk was all that could be heard. The full moon glowed, watching us as we walked in the opposite direction of the party that I had been planning on attending. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't release his hand. I couldn't scream. I couldn't cry. But the further into the darkness we grew, the more he changed. His blue-painted skin slowly boiled into a vibrant red. Two long, wicked horns came spiraling out of the sides of his head. His ocean eyes were suddenly light with an orange flame glowing even brighter than the moon. A long, forked tail appeared, dancing about behind him. Those thick legs severed through his pants and shoes, revealing that they were now goat-like, ending in cloven hooves. A pair of leathery, bat-like wings exploded from his suit, ripping it away from him at once. His thick, muscular body was revealed to me in full. He was naked. He was beautiful. He was terrifying. Are you the devil? I weakly asked, feeling as if I were in a dream. Raising a single brow, he turned to me, showing me that charming grin, perfectly framed within neatly trimmed facial hair. Do you want me to be?
Alright. That was the 3 tales of terror that I planned on telling you today. I really hope you guys liked it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I even appreciate just a view. Thanks for watching. Have a happy and safe Halloween. I'll catch you guys next time.